Hello everyone, I am Lincoln and I am made of robots. This week's robot is Transformers Cybertron Soundwave. Now I want to apologize for not having one of these up last week. I spent most of the day, when I usually do this, shoveling and just didn't have it in me. Plus, I was gonna do Transformers Prime Soundwave, and every time I talk about his vehicle mode, it sounds like I'm just dumping on the figure horribly. So, until I can figure out a better way to do that, we're going to skip over him. Though, long story short, love the robot mode, hate the vehicle mode. And that's my quick audio review of Transformers Prime Soundwave. Now we're getting into Cybertron Soundwave. Who is this big, crazy, ridiculous jet thing? And I've got a Cyberplanet key on the back. I like this key. Like the spiky silver stuff. You got the nice Decepticon logo in the middle. Whatever the heck the code was for. I never knew and I never found out and I never cared. So it's nice. Little orange and silver. Good colors. I'm a fan. Soundwave is this big, crazy, I'm assuming Cybertronian jet. Which looks kind of cool and kind of weird. Something about it just I love. It's chunky and angular and sucker for these wings, or the tail fins. This whole section's kind of a mess, but I overlook it because I like the guy so much. Got the nice Soundwave, kind of a little dark, and I think it might be a little sparkly. Maybe not. Yeah, there's a little bit of sparkle to it. But it's that nice little, that Soundwavy purpley blue. You got nice gold accents throughout. I think it's coming through a little better on the camera than it is on here. Oh, something's falling out. This is gold, but the inner parts are purple. I like that they have that fill. You got this nice purple cockpit up front. These spikes up front. The underside's kind of, well, not a mess. I finally got these guys to kind of stay in. They fall out pretty easily. You've got, obviously, his chest. You've got what's totally a robot head. But other than that, it's not too bad. Wow, I can really see the sparkliness in this part here. I can get that. But yeah, you can see there, it's definitely got the little sparkly bits throughout the plastic. So not too bad of a vehicle mode for a flying version of Soundwave. I'm not sure if there's anything else. Well, yeah, I'll do this now. He does come with a Lazerbeak. Actually, he comes with several... Well, not several. He's got these two things which become weapons, which are removable pretty easily. I have never found a secure way to get them in there. I'm surprised that when I was moving it around, they didn't completely just flop and fall out. But, chest opens. Let me move this head forward to make sure it doesn't get in the way. There's where the Cyberplanet key goes. And this doesn't work because my thumb is exactly where the hinge comes and would pop out. So let's do this again and have it actually work. Hooray! Just opens up. It's a nice little cavity. It has this little thing in here to help push forward whatever is springing out. I will remove the key. You can do this with all of his little weapons. So he can drop bombs. Bloom! Because that's a sound effect people use. And what did I drop out the first time? It's Lazerbeak! This was the first time in a long time I'd seen a Soundwave figure, possibly at all. And definitely the first time I'd seen one since the original, I think, that had a nice little insertable, transformable Lazerbeak. And it's one of these little, like... hexagonal bombs. What you do is, you kind of just unfold it completely. These fold out. Then you fold up these tips. These little tips fold up. You can fold this up. Then you fold his little tail bit out. Come up here. Take the feet. Fold them up. And they've got the gap there. And you want to fold them, rotate them around. Pull that around. And we've got a painted Lazerbeak head inside, and the outer sides are on a swivel, so you can, just to help you get him posed however you like. I really, really like this little Lazerbeak. All the ones we've had since him are nice. Like the guitar one from Animated Soundwave I liked. The FOC one I liked. But that's frickin' Lazerbeak. And that's nice. He's got this fan detailing. The wing detailing. Tiny little pointy bits on his claws. It's just painted eyes. He's great. I really, really, really like it. He actually stands and looks nice and everything. Very cool little addition. I'll get into these two in a moment after I transform our main attraction here. This is a little weird. Getting him into robot mode is not going to be too bad. I don't know if I'm going to show you getting him back into vehicle, but I might, because it's tricky and it's worth seeing. So, easiest thing, first, flip those guys down. No big deal. Then I would take this and kind of grab these and pop it up a little bit. It's pegged in up here. A little peg there, port there. It's on this little double hingy thing. You'll see all that. And the backs kind of plug into these posts here. But the main one's the one up front. This whole section's a little tenuous at times. It holds together fine. It just gets to be a little gappy and weird because the feet go into this channel here and come out, and they make things a little weird. I can come in here and pull out the other one. Let's get those in, and then we grab these black bits. We kind of just fold these around and get this whole section up and out of the way. Let's do that now, actually. Take his little thruster here, flip it up, kind of fold this around, fold the feet bits all the way up, and then you can see there's a little hole here that pegs into very nicely, or at least it should if I was doing this right. Let's get the feet straightened up and see if that helps. Yeah, there's this little port in there, and usually you can feel it click in, but it's not doing it. Alright, there. That's the waist taken care of. That's all together. You kind of fiddle with the legs. Slightly annoying thing is for the transformation they have to have this side-to-side swivel, and that just makes posing him kind of annoying sometimes. Take the feet, flip them forward, got little heel spurs, bloop, bloop, there. That's the lower body done. And then the legs will maybe might collapse in at some point. Who knows? We'll see about that. Upper body. Okay, so you can probably guess from looking in here, things all fold and accordion out. The fists peg together right here. And just fold this out to the side. This thing's pegged in a little bit up here. Gonna pull this all around. Take this whole thing, just kind of rotate it around. It'll fold right in place where you need it. There are 2 posts here, 2 ports, 1 post here, and 1 little port back in here. These are the double hinges up here, so make sure you get them folded around correctly. Bam. And we can get arms out of the way. This, I believe, goes back and is like a shield, which is intrusive but not too bad looking. Yeah. You just take this and fold this back, and that's it. There's nothing else for that. He's just got this big hunk of stuff with nose cone hanging off the back, or off his elbow. Then it's not much of a head reveal. You just move this down into place, turn around, and there we go. I like the head sculpt. It's kind of old school, but still kind of new school. I think it's a good interpretation. I like it. It's got some decent light piping too. It's got okay light piping. It's got a window in the back. And there we go. I'm going to adjust the camera in a second. Let's pretend he's going to stand fine. Actually, just physically move back a touch. I like him. He's got a decent, like, kind of crossy X silhouette. Let's get into his weapons real quick. Or, no, let's do posability. Forward, can't really go back because of all this back here. So forward, like right above the knee is a swivel. Ratcheted knee that goes 2 clicks. This stupid thing we don't need. The feet go kind of forward and backish, and that's about it for that. Arms could rotate all the way if the wings weren't here. It's on some ratchets. Swivel. Okay. These don't move at all. Head is on a ball joint. And I guess you could do some interesting things with this hinge if you really need to. So yeah, not the most posable guy. Doesn't need to be. Oh, he is so fiddly to get standing, especially on this table. Let's do his weapons. We've got this weird thing. What we can do is flip out these two, and then there's this little guy in here. There's a little notch here for the handle, and then once I do that, maybe, this is really tough to, it's tough to review Transformers when you've recently cut your nails. So there, you've got this triple-barreled kind of gun, and you can rotate it around if you want, just for fun, I guess. Have it be like that. Actually, now that I do that I kind of like better. You've got this open gap up top, which stinks, but I kind of like that look a little bit better. Makes it more like this is a scope and these are barrels. You've got this big Energon purple thing. Another thing I like, the clear barrels, Energon purple, it's nice. I'm always a fan, nice to see it. This you kind of, hold on a sec. There we go. You fold all of this out, and you fold up this barrel. Get in there, fold out that barrel, and then you've got a handle. And if you want, any of these things can be pegged in. He's got a little port on his shoulder here, so we could have a gun there, and you could be holding a gun. Actually, for what I want to do, I'll put the gun over here, and he will fall over. Partially my table's fault. Partially the figure. He's back heavy, he's top heavy, his feet are not great, but I really like this guy. I mean, look at him. He's a pretty, considering we hadn't had a Soundwave in a while, this is a really good figure. I really enjoyed it. And I'm going to pop this off real quick, just to make a little things easier, because Lazerbeak has a port underneath, or a post, so if you want you can have him, sometimes you have to pose him, the legs a little weird, but you can have him hanging out on the shoulder. Boop. Lazerbeak can hang out on Soundwave's shoulder, which is just a nice little touch. And Soundwave has this little port on his arm. Let me get these looking decent. For more or less the same reason. Tricky. But there's my main judge of whether or not I want a Soundwave figure. Can it do this? I popped his arm out a little bit, whatever. But yes, he can have Soundwave hang out on his forearm and talk to him, communicate, what have you. I like this guy. I feel like I kind of shouldn't, because there's a lot of things that don't quite work. The vehicle mode has some weird gappy bits, and getting him back to vehicle mode can be tricky. Getting everything seated, the arms seated together and back in here, can be a real pain. But, at the end of the day, I really, really like this figure. I don't know what it is, something about just the sound waviness of it all. He's gonna stay? Cool. I like him. I think he's really fun. If you like Soundwave figures, definitely pick him up. I recommend this guy. He's a pretty good representation overall. Fiddly bits aside, they still did a pretty good job, and I am such a sucker for that Lazerbeak. It's so nice. Well, that's all I've got for now, unless you want me to just talk about how much I like this guy for another like 20 minutes. So that's all for this week. I am Lincoln, and I am made of robots. See you guys next time.